What if I end up getting a seat?
I'm coming over. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video on the channel. A special video today. I'm in for $10,000 on Hustler Casino Live. It's my biggest buy-in ever on the stream. I'm looking to get some revenge on Sia. She got me in that boat over boat situation for like 16 grand on the last time around.
To dodge for Wolfgang. Oh no. Oh no. That's not fair.
Funny side note, my Uber driver got into a car accident on the way here, so we're an hour late, but we're gonna make up for lost time, get in there, get a cocktail, and get right into the action. Wish me luck, let's go. Wolfgang here. Last time I was on Hustler Live, you guys saw that boat over boat hand versus Sia. Good news, she's on the stream again tonight because she sent me to the rails. I had to move out of LA, put everything I had in storage. I'm moving to Texas. Unless, of course, we can fry her tonight. Pulled the air fryer out for this one. We're coming for you, Sia. I'm getting that money back so the Wolfgang can stay in Los Angeles. Let's go!
And here's Wolfgang.
Nice to meet you.
Fashionably late.
I may be fashionably late in the game, but we came to play. The action checks around on the flop, turn, and river all the way to me, and I have king high. It's a bomb pot. There's 800 bucks out there. I don't think king high is good enough. Sure enough, Sia does have a pair. I bet $450, and Sashimi needles me by saying 7-7. Yes, she's referring to the sevens on my hat. There's only 40 of them left. We made a specific amount. The link is in my description. Back to the hand here. I bet $450. Everybody folds, and I turn over my king jack suited, and I announce 7-7 to the table. Savage. We scooped that $1,200 pot to start the night. Hopefully that's a sign of things to come. This next hand, we look down at a much better hand, ace-king suited, and I decide to raise it up to $420. The $420 special, no pun intended there. Actually, all the puns intended. Sometimes I specifically make bet sizes to indicate other things. $420 here, a lot of reference to being in Los Angeles. If you play online with me, I like to bet 69 a lot. You guys can figure out why that one is. But yeah, when I raise it up to 420 from the third blind, DJ Washburn is in the +1, and you can see that he respects my raise to 420 because he does not decide to 3-bet me. Instead, he just puts in the call with the king-queen suited. Wow, a lot of respect there from DJ Washburn. And after he puts in the call, we also get called by DQ and Sashimi. So we are going 4 ways to a flop. You can see why I fly out to Los Angeles every time to get in this game. I have ace-king suited, I have a premium, and we are going 4 ways, and our equity goes all the way down to 15% when the flop comes queen jack 7 rainbow. Obviously, into 3 other opponents, I'm going to start with a check. DJ Washburn bets out with his top pair and backdoor straight and flush ideas. DQ gets out of the way. Sashimi puts in the call with her open-ended straight draw. Pretty easy fold from me. I guess I could be putting in a call. Any 10 would give me a straight. Any king or ace might give me the best hand, but I don't want to get into a tricky situation in case DJ has exactly his hand, where if the king comes on the turn, he has 2 pair and we are screwed. So yeah, I get rid of it here and I muck my hand, only to get shown the goods on the turn. Magic puts out the 10 and that would have given me the nut straight.
Oh wow, max pain for Wolfgang. He would have had Broadway.
Oh well, it wouldn't be Max Payne Monday without a little bit of a needle. Magic is known for that, and we're going to move right along into the next hand, where I look down at a premium. Pocket jacks, the jiggities, the yannis, the jellos, whatever you want to call it. Every vlogger seems to have a different name for it, and I raise it up to $140. I'm in the hijack. Sandman, the legend, he's in the cutoff and 3-bets me to 500. I don't give him all the credit in the world. He's a fun player, especially on stream. And DJ Washburn has been feeding him a ton of liquid courage in the past hour. So when he 3-bets me to 500, not scared right away. But then when DJ Washburn puts in the 4-bet to 2 grand, man, this is a gross spot. I may be wearing Canada Goose on my shirt, but I'm not a chicken. Just because I have jacks here, I shouldn't be putting in the call, however. This is a spot where I'm probably just going to be ripping it all in or folding, and against a 3 and a 4-bet, I mean, jacks just don't hold up too well, right? Either someone has queens, kings, or aces. They could have ace, king, or king, queen. At best, we're flipping, and I don't want to get my money in a coin flip at best. I could be 80% chance to lose. So for that reason, I decided to make a disciplined fold, and it looks like Raver gives me a good amount of props for that one.
Wow, what a fold by Wolfgang. I don't know that I would have done the same.
Moving right along, I look down at 9-7 offsuit from the big blind. I decide to put in the call pre-flop and then check through on the flop. I bet out for 50 bucks on the turn because I make 2 pair, and why not? There are 3 spades on board, so yeah, 50 bucks is just kind of a feeler bet and see where I'm at. DQ raises it up to 550 after turning the second nuts. Sashimi puts in the call, I put in the call, and Sandman does as well with his open-ended straight draw, and we are off to the river. The river comes a queen of diamonds. It really shouldn't change too much. Someone had jack 8 already. They have a straight. King jack, unless they had a spade in their hand to go with it, really just wouldn't get there. The action checks to DQ, who bets out for $900. I have 2 pair, and I have a spade in my hand, which is important to note because I do block some of the flushes. Having that in my hand is a strong card. But in the end, I decide to muck my cards. Luckily, Sandman puts in the call with his pair of 10s. And we get to see that we made another great fold. Sometimes in poker, even though you're not bringing in pots and winning them, if you're not losing extra money, it's a huge win. And a few times already on this stream, I have made correct folds that saved me thousands of dollars. This next one's a fun one. I looked down at ace-9 of clubs from the cutoff, and I raised it up to $210. Sandman puts in the call with a 10-9 suited. He's getting that VPIP up with a suited connector. Ben puts in the call as well with the pocket 6s. If you guys weren't watching the stream, Ben is a staked player by DQ. He won a giveaway on Twitter, and his $5,000 buy-in is all DQ's money. Anything above that $5,000 he gets to keep. And another side note, he gets another $5,000 bullet if he busts this. What that means in my head at least is even though he's a 1-2 player and he's normally going to be playing a lot tighter than the rest of the table, he's still going to be incentivized to get into a lot of flops because if he gets busted, it's not his money and he gets another bullet. So yeah, pocket 6s, easy call from him here. And we are going off 4 ways to the flop when Aaron decides to come in as well. We're off to a flop which comes 8-5-4 with 2 clubs. And the action checks over to me. Multi-way, I usually do a lot of checking, but I want to build the pot up in case another club comes in on the turn, so I decided to bet out for $320.
This is going to be an interesting spot for Ben. I think this is the spot to gamble, Ben. Come on, Ben.
The action's on Ben, and you can see that Raver is a huge fan of Ben. He wants him to put in the raise right here and right now, and Ben listened to Raver and raises it up to $1,100. This is a great bet from Ben. Like I said earlier, he's incentivized to put money in the middle and try to win it here because it's not really his loss if he loses. He has a gutter to the straight, he has a pair, and although I'll have a lot of over pairs, I'm not going to have too many of the sets here where Ben can have all of them. Really love the raise by Ben if you're watching this. Shout out to you, man. And obviously I'm going nowhere with my ace-high flush draw. I could actually just decide to rip it all in here, but I'm obviously just going to get snapped by any of the straights like 6-7, or the sets and 2 pairs, so probably just calling in position is the better move. That's what I decided to do, and we are off to the turn, which gives me top pair. It comes the ace of spades. Ben now slows down and checks, which is kind of interesting because if he had a set or 2 pair, on a board this connected with the 2 clubs and 2 spades, you think he would want to pile more money in. He'd probably just rip it in, considering my stack is 3,400 and there's 3,100 in the pot. That being said, when he checks it over to me, I probably should just rip my stack in now too. Go for value and yeah, just put the money in now. But I decide to check behind, which brings in a board pairing 8 of diamonds. Now any set now makes a boat, and a lot of his 8x combos like 8-6, 8-7, 8-9 all have me beat unfortunately. And Ben goes into the tank before jamming all in. He jams all in for 4,500. It's 3,400 effective because he has me covered. And I have 2 options on the table, call or fold. Against a lot of other opponents, I can definitely be putting in more calls. Against Ben, I think you actually have to fold more often. He's a tighter player. He was VPipping around 22% the whole stream.
Wolfgang blocks clubs.
And it's just a tough spot. You can hear Raver also says something very important, that I do block a lot of the flush draws. It is nice that I have the ace in my hand for a pair, but at the same time, it's just a bluff catcher. Ben is polarized here, meaning he has a bluff like he does, or he has a nutted hand like 8s, 4s, 5s, 6, 7, something like that. Yeah, so when he goes all in, I ultimately decide that he has a lot more value than bluffs. This is his first stream ever, and although he's incentivized because he has 2 bullets to play with, I still think he's going to be on the tighter side, and I decide to fold. Great bet by Ben. Obviously, I had him beat, and listen to what we say after the hand.
Guy. Ben.
You filled up on the river? Sorry? Filled up on the river?
Did you ever beat up Nick as a child, Nick Bertucci?
Yes, he did. Let Wolfgang think that for the next couple of hours. Ben, up 4,000 now, and his spot becomes a little more precarious.
All right, moving right along, I look down at the ducks from the big blind. A bunch of limps over to DJ Washburn, who raises it up to $400. I'm going to put in the call here. I want to get my VPIP up, and I also want to flop a set and double through DJ Washburn, who's actually a very nice guy and a great DJ. But enough of that, no friends at the poker table. We're off to a flop, which comes 7-5-3 rainbow, and obviously I'm going to check in flow over to DJ Washburn. He decides to bet out for $500 into the pot. And I really like a check raise in this spot. I'm going to have pocket fives, pocket threes, and pocket sevens all day. Obviously, in the moment, I have pocket deuces, but my entire range is going to have a lot of pocket pairs in it, whereas his range is going to have a lot of overcards. I think calling is also a decent play, but I really just like raising or folding in this spot. And I decided to make the third option, which is put in the call, and we are off to the turn, which comes as 6 of diamonds, and it connects the board a lot further. For instance, now I'm going to have a lot of hands like 5-4, ace-4, maybe some hands like 6-4. So now I'm going to have a lot of straights. And I decide to represent my range and bet out into DJ Washburn to the tune of $1,120. He makes a snap fold and then says something interesting to me after the hand.
Play your range. You have more fours than I do.
All right, the hand of the night. If you guys have made it this far, please make sure to hit that like button and also subscribe if you're new. We're making a push towards 70,000 subscribers. Thank you to everyone who watches my videos. It means the world to me. And I'm going to be playing a lot of huge live streams in Dallas coming up, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. And now the hand of the night. I look down at pocket fives, and I decide to put in the call over a raise from Sia the bot. Obviously, you can see she's doing it light with Queen Jack. I could be 3-betting. Instead, I just put in the call, and Ben does as well with his pocket fours. Sashimi wakes up with jacks and 3-bets the field to $700. The action's back over to me, and after enjoying a delicious Randy's Donuts, which if you guys haven't had before and you live in the Los Angeles area, what are you doing? Get a Randy's Donuts. It's probably one of the best I've ever had. But yeah, I'm relaxed. I have pocket fives. I finished my donut before putting in the call. Ben puts in the call as well, and we are going off to a flop, which comes King 6-5. Bang! We flop bottom set. What a dream spot for us. Bottom set against jacks and fours. We stand to make some decent money. It's too bad the board isn't like 6-5-4 or something like that. Sashimi might be a little bit scared of a king. Don't tell her that though. She decides to bet out for $1,100. Oh, don't forget the $10 added on. So it's 1110 is the bet. The price of poker just went up and the action's on me. Now, in the moment, I decide just to put in the call, but I actually don't like this move. I really like raising here because I don't block any of her King X. For instance, Ace King, King Queen, King Jack, and a lot of her flush draws as well, like Ace Queen suited, Ace Jack suited, Ace 4 suited. So yeah, I want to get that value and pile more money in and try to get my $7,000 stack in the middle. I decide just to put in the call, and obviously Ben gets out of the way with his underpair to the board. And let's see what the GOAT Raver has to say about this hand.
A jack would be max pain. No way. That wouldn't be right.
So rude.
What? Why would I say these things? What? I swear I didn't know. No.
Oh, no shit.
Oh my gosh, what a turn. How do I flop a set only to get turned into a cooler? Sashimi as jacks turns the set. And if you guys remember correctly, this isn't the first time I've had a set against pocket jacks, only for them to catch up. And if you'll remember correctly, it was against Sia. So yeah, my kryptonite, you guys can write it down, is Asian women who have pocket jacks when I have a set. They're always going to get there. I just need to avoid them at all costs. Sashimi bets out for $2,200, and I can't go anywhere with my bottom set. I have the fourth nuts, as Raver has already said. And yeah, I decide to put in the call. Maybe could be jamming on this turn, but I still think she's going to have some kings and some jacks. So after putting in the call and there's $9,000 in the middle, she decides to put me all in. I check my cards one more time, just confirming that I do in fact have a set. It doesn't feel great, but she will still have some busted club draws and some king X, including king jack and ace king. So for that reason, I can't be folding. It's Sashimi. She's running hot on the stream, and I just got to put in the money here with bottom set. Let me know down in the comments if any of you guys could find a fold.
Call. Makes the
One
call.
pair. Really? One pair. One pair. One pair.
You didn't rip it.
No, I
Pre-flop. I mean,
You have one pair too.
go eat your donut.
You call with one pair?
Yeah, one pair.
Me too.
But in this $18,000 pot, we're going to lose it. Sashimi wins with pocket jacks, which are a set, obviously. And just like that, we are losing the biggest pot of our life to Sashimi. She got us. Nice hand. All right, some retribution here. We're going to try to battle with the bullets. Pocket aces. I have a 69% chance to win this pre-flop. That's got to count for something, right, guys? There's a straddle out there, a bunch of calls, and I raise it up to $300. We're going to get called in a few spots. DQ and Darren both put in the call, and we are off to a flop, which comes king, king, six. Usually when you have kings, there's always an ace on board. I guess when you have aces, there's two kings on board. Yikes. If anyone has a king, we are in tough doo-doo. The action checks through on the flop. I decided not to lead out into the field. There's no draws out there, so either I'm way ahead or way behind. Luckily for me, I'm way ahead, so when the 9 of spades peels off on the turn, I decided to go for some value and bet out for $750. It's a good thing that I decided to check the flop because DQ catches up on the turn and makes a pair. Lucky for me, he puts in the call on the turn. Darren decides to fold his pocket deuces, and what does the river bring in? A deuce. Cameraman, inflict max pain and zoom in on Darren.
Oh, max pain for Darren. Oh, nice zoom by the director.
All right, back to the hand. We have pocket aces, and DQ has 9-4 offsuit. This is a spot where I think we either want to go very large or very small. Very large makes it look like a bluff or the nuts. Very small will probably get us called by a lot of hands in his range. And I decided to go very large. Into the $2,600 pot, I go for a bet of $2,100, and Raver likes it.
He's making it look like a misdraw. This is another way to play it.
It's kind of.
I think DQ's in the mood to call.
Well, you've either got a monster or you've got a pure bluff.
Yeah, nice polarization by Wolfgang.
Raver likes my polarizing bet size on the river, and after some hemming and hawing, some talking out loud, DQ decides to put in the call. I show him the goods, and just like that, we are scooping in a nearly $7,000 pot with the bullets, and wow, I'm surprised they held up. All right, this next hand, I look down at Queen Jack offsuit. I'm in the hijack, and I decide to call a raise from Sandman. We are going multi-way to the flop, 5 ways in a $1,500 pot, and I have Queen Jack offsuit, and we see a board which comes 9-8-5 rainbow. 2 overcards and a gutter to the straight allows me to check it over to Sandman, and he bets out for $800 with his top pair. And the action folds back around to me. Although he has a bang sticker on his chest, I did not bang Sandman. Somebody else got him in a pot and I gave him a sticker. But I'm looking to give him a sticker of my own this time for real, and I decide to put in the call. Could be putting in some raises here. This is a very strong play if I decide to do it. He's going to have all the overpairs and overcards. A raise would be super strong, and I like that a lot. Calling here is kind of a good option, but raise is definitely much better. And we see a turn card which comes a 7 of hearts. I like raising better because we're out of position, so when I check on the turn, he checks behind, and yeah, we're going to have to bluff on the river if we miss, which we do. It pairs the board. However, I'm going to have a lot more 8x in my range than he will, so I think this is actually a great card for me to go for a bluff. I can get a lot of better hands to fold here with a bet. I don't need to go too large to get any ace-x or king-x to fold. Heck, I could even get ace-queen to fold, which has me beat at this moment, along with deuces, 3s, 4s. I mean, there's so many hands I can get to fold with a bet here. So I decided to bet out into Sandman for a small 1/3 pot size bet of $1,100. He checks his card, snap calls me, and I say he's good. Man, he snap called me there a top pair. He's not going to have it all too often, but in this spot, he's going to win that 5K pot off of me, and yeah, I don't get to put a bang sticker on him as well. This next hand's a fun one. I battle with 4-3 of diamonds from the 3rd blind. DJ Washburn raises it up with 7-6 of spades. DQ puts in the call, Darren puts in the call, I put in the call, and Sandman does as well. A typical game here at the Hustler. We are going 5 ways to the flop, which comes Jack 7 deuce, bang! We flop the flush. 4 high flush at that. Darren has the king of diamonds in his hand. We're going to have to play this one fast in order to protect our hand. I decided to check, looking to go for a check raise, and luckily the action does not check through. DQ decides to bet $900. If you look at my stack, we are down to $35.40. And after Darren puts in the call with his king of diamonds in his hand, I decided to rip my entire stack in. That's the only play. I want to impose maximum pressure and just incentivize them to fold, and I'll just take down this $6,500 pot. DQ knows that he's behind and makes a great fold. Darren has 30% equity and puts in the call, and just like that, we are off to a run out in a $9,200 pot, and I have the 4 high flush and 72% chance to win this one. Let's hold. Turn comes the king of clubs, followed by the ace of spades. Look at that. Finally something going my way. I'm going to win that $9,200 pot, and I scoop an additional $5,400 worth of profit in that hand. You can see that even though I'm down a lot of money in this session due to a lot of bad beats, I'm still playing 37% of my hands, which although it's in the second half of the players on this table, I'm actually pretty proud of it. It's hard to play a lot of hands in this action-packed lineup, so 37% is definitely a huge improvement for me, and I'm pretty stoked about that. With that last hand in the books, they end the stream, but I think there's going to be some fun hands afterwards. All right, the stream just ended. Got out for $99.80, which would be good if we were in for 10K. I guess we would have lost 20 bucks, but we're not in for 10K. We were in for, yeah, the reason why it's not good is because this girl back here in particular, last time I lost to this one, last time I lost to Sia, this time I lost to Sashimi. I didn't give any money to DJ Washburn. DJ Washburn! Bang, bang, bang! Yeah, no, but we were in for 20, out for $99.80, a net loss of $1,020, set over set against Sashimi. We couldn't hold, she got lucky on the turn. Oh well, that's how it goes. And as always, the last time I played the stream I lost over 20, this time I lost just over 10. None of that was staked. I want to have all my action on these fun streams. Maybe in the future I'll give some up on Stake Kings or something like that. But as for now, we are booking a 10K loss. But there's some fun off-stream hands that I'm going to be playing. So let's get right into that. Appreciate all the support, you guys. Make sure to subscribe and follow along on the journey. A lot more fun things coming your way. All right, one last fun hand to go over before this video is over, and it's against Sia, so you're going to want to buckle your seatbelts. Maybe I'll get some money back from her finally. I looked at it 9-7 of hearts from the big blind. The $40 straddle is on to my left from DJ Washburn. There's a call in between, and Sia decides to pop it up to $200 from the small blind. I put in the call, Washburn puts in the call, and the other player does as well. We are going 4 ways to a flop, which gives me top pair. Comes 9 of clubs, 4 of hearts, deuce of spades. Pretty great board for me. I have top pair and a backdoor flush draw. Sia decides to bet out into the field for $400, which is definitely a strong move. She's betting out into 3 players after raising pre-flop. At this point, I'm putting her on an overpair. She's probably not doing this with ace-king, ace-queen. I decided to just put in the call, looking to spike a 7 or a 9 on the turn and win a large pot. Washburn puts in the call, and the player in early position does as well. We are going still 4 ways to the turn, which comes a 9 of spades. Bang! We turn trips. What a card for us. Hopefully someone has a worse 9 in their hand. Maybe they have a 4x, maybe they have an overpair, who knows. We stand to win a large one here, and Sia checks it over to me. It's now a decision point for me. Do I want to bet out into the field or check it and go for the check raise and try to get the rest of my like $8,000 stack in the middle? I play tricky sometimes, and I decide to check over to Washburn, who bets out for $1,400. Yes! When he bets $1,400, all I can think of is Vegas and the Mirage. When Sia puts in the call as well, it pretty much solidifies that she has a hand like jacks or queens. When she puts in the call, I decide just a flat call here, which I don't really like. I think I should probably raise it up to like 4K, just try to set up a nice river shove. Instead, I just put in the call once again, and hopefully we do not see another spade on the river. I don't really know what other cards we look to fade, but the 7 of clubs is not one of them. We river the boat. Now we're hoping that DJ Washburn has a hand like ace-9, 9-10, 9-jack, something like that. And when Sia checks over to me, we're going to go for maximum pressure, maximum value, and I decide to rip my entire stack in. It's a nearly pot-sized bet. I bet 64-60. That's all I have left in my stack, and unfortunately, Washburn did not have a 9x in his hand. He folds rather quickly, and the action's back over to Sia, who clearly has a tough decision with queens, jacks, kings, something like that. In the end, though, she makes a great fold, folds her cards, and I really would have loved to get a little bit more money from her, but great fold by Sia. She's a great player, and we're going to get rewarded with that $13,000 pot. Thanks for watching to the end of my video. Click my head below to subscribe and stay in the loop. See you next time.